Hey, you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. You know what time it is. I got Bree with me.
Hey y'all. Hola.
Yes, yes, yes. Happy hump day. I see Bree put that in the chat. How many folks we got in here right now?
So far we got a little bit coming in, almost 20.
Oh,
They're,
okay.
they're slowly going to roll in. Um, Usually it takes about a couple minutes, but they'll definitely fill up the midweek chat. I do know that.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Oh, hello, Jacqueline. She says hello, shouting out from Belize.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. I've never
Mm-hmm.
been there.
Me either. I heard it's really nice, though.
Oh, wow. And Demonica, you're in Florida. What part of Florida? I'm in Orlando.
Let's see if she put it on
And,
there.
I think she said it's hotter. I'm trying to see. Where's everyone from today?
I saw where it's hotter in Maine, Tennessee.
Okay. And Vita's from Denver. I just saw that. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, all over the globe, just about.
And they're listening all the way in Belize to hear this foolishness.
Oh my gosh, you're so silly. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, welcome you guys to Soap Corner Talk. This is our midweek chat. Oh, I'm getting an echo again. Do you have your phone on in the background or anything, or YouTube playing in the background?
uh,
No.
no, I think I had that cut off, and I have my Bluetooth on. I can cut off my Bluetooth, see if that might help.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Because it's getting
Okay.
louder. The echo is getting louder and louder. I'm like, oh my God, we were working fine.
Oh, no. Okay, let me cut this off. Okay. Let's see if this might work. Let's see. Is that better?
Let me see. Yep, I don't hear myself anymore.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay,
Okay.
let's start over. Welcome you guys to Soap Corner Talk, where I'm T. I also have Bree on the line with us as well, and this is our mid-week chat. So if you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, but also just to kind of give you a heads up, we do not only a midweek chat, we do a full week recap on Friday nights, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, with the spoilers on this channel, and especially if they're already out. Both Bold and Young and the Restless have been playing games with us the last couple weeks, so we'll give one soap spoiler and then don't get the other, and then it went vice versa this past weekend. But when we get them, I do post them on the weekend and do videos on them. I actually did, I'm going to get back into, because I missed Too Big, and I apologize for that. Too Big coming and goings type of casting updates. The one with Crew Morrow, which is Joshua Morrow, who plays played Nick Newman on The Young and the Restless. His son will be playing Will Spencer, Katie and Bill Spencer's son on Bold and Beautiful. And then Trevor St. John is leaving. The guy that plays Tucker McCall. He just posted on Twitter, and I did post it in the community tab, and I posted on the other platforms that I'm on, what he tweeted about Tucker. Is time for go time for Tucker. So we're sad to see him go. He's a great actor. But I do know Trevor St. John is producing a lot of plays and movies right now. So kudos to him, and everything that he's trying to do with his career. So
Oh, that's so sad to see him go. I wanted him and Phyllis to be together.
I wanted him to rectify his relationship with Devon.
Devon.
But
Devon don't
Devon,
deserve it.
yeah, well, Devon is piss me off tomorrow too. So,
Again?
oh yeah,
He don't stop.
Him and Victor trashing Tucker. Yes, so
Wow, I
yeah.
guess.
At least they could have had them on some type of good terms or something before they kicked him off the show or whatever. So, but anywho, so the other big casting that I did do a video that everybody's excited about is Matt Atkinson coming back Friday. Yay! And he teased the heck out of us with whatever he's coming back with, this life changing whatever it is. I'm hoping he got a girlfriend or.
I was about to say, is he pregnant?
Oh, stop it.
They've been circling around pregnancy storylines on B&B for the longest. I'm like, is he pregnant? Is that the breaking?
Girl, listen. I hope that he has some gorgeous girl. Because remember, they were looking for a cast member. What was the name? A little while back, a few months back. What was the name of the girl? I forgot. I remember bringing the name up.
I can't remember.
Melissa or Melinda or something like that.
I know it was Melanie or something.
It was something like that. I'm hoping maybe it could be that. We'll see. And boy, Hope will be blindsided, huh?
She needs to. Look at that stink look she has on her face. Look at this. I was so mad at this episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about Bold in a minute, but I just had to I'm excited that Thomas is coming back. I'm curious. And right now, with Steffy being all on the island by herself, which we'll talk about that too, Thomas needs to come home.
Yeah. She needs a support system. She has nobody, not even her daddy, unfortunately.
Nope. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to talk about a couple things for Young and the Restless, and then we'll talk about a couple things that happened so far for Bold. For Bold. The first thing is that Katie and Johnny is back, and Johnny, he was funny. I got to give him.
He's like his dad. I will give him that.
Yeah.
The awkward situation, and he held his own with some few jokes. I like that.
Yeah, it was funny. However, Katie looked like she's been having some conversations with her cousin Summer, but she's more vocal about it. She do not like Claire.
And what's Victoria gonna do about it? Because she can't force and strong arm her daughter to like her other daughter like that. No. This is something that has to be worked on. And what I actually appreciated was Claire acknowledged it. Like, look, this is going to be a weird scenario. I've done some weird things. Well, I've done some terrible things. And you've never met me, and you're hearing this kind of second and third hand from everybody. So, Kate, I felt horrible when she said she lost her home, she lost her special room, all of that. I was like, poor girl. And then she had to look at her sister in that ugly outfit, too. Poor child.
Well, I got a picture of that. Stay tuned for that. So, it's funny that you say the word force upon, or the phrase force upon. Remember those two words tomorrow.
Oh.
Because...
coming from who?
Yeah, Katie gonna tell her mama about how she really feels tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So Katie's really about to have her moment. I'm with that.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because Victoria can't expect everyone to just welcome Claire with open arms so easily.
Yeah, and the other thing is, listening at the dialogue from this particular character as she's growing up, she's a lot like Victoria. Ice Queen, want to do what she want to, real snippy, can't nobody tell her nothing. I'm like, I wonder where she get that from.
Apple don't fall far from the tree.
Nope. But yeah, I like this girl. She came in. I was wondering because that other the guy that plays Johnny, we've seen him before. He was a little bit younger and a little bit shorter. Now he's tall and he's growing up. They Sorod Katie, and Katie is not having it. And
you know what? That's refreshing.
I'm wondering if they're going to ever have her kind of have a conversation with Summer.
I I think that's going to definitely be in the works because I can see Katie needing someone to vent to. She can't go to her mom. She won't be able to really go to her grandparents because they're off doing other things. And I guess her brother can kind of sort of relate. So, but you have Summer who can really be there for and share that same viewpoint, especially since Summer is pretty much on the island by herself when it comes to Claire too.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely see Summer either reaching out or Katie, reaching out to her cousin about her sister.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can understand for her she lost everything and it was due to Jordan and she don't know if Claire's changed and all of that. So I mean it's to be expected.
And it shows that not every Newman is going to go along to get along. It takes a lot of work. Same way that they keep saying that Adam hasn't changed and if they won't give him a chance and this, and this. It was refreshing to see Katie's like, look, what she did was not okay. I need time to warm up to all of this, especially since she's the cause of me losing my home and possibly I could almost lost my mother because of her too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was hoping that maybe they could have brought Reed into this as well, even if they needed to recast him or something.
Because he would be the same age as Claire, pretty much, right?
Oh, pretty darn close.
That would be interesting.
Because Victoria had told Johnny, well, you're the big brother. I'm thinking like, well, technically he got a brother bigger than him. But,
yeah.
And he was like, well, she's a big sister. So, yeah, it's just interesting to see that Victoria now has 4 kids.
Right. I was counting. I was like, oh, my goodness. Like, when does she have time to bust it down for me?
Well, I mean, okay, so if you think about it, she technically it wasn't 3 relationships. It wasn't like a fly-by-night type of situation because she was in a relationship with Cole. She was married to him. And then, of course, they got a divorce and then they got married again. And then she was married to JT for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And then when her and Billy got married, they adopted Johnny because Johnny is, through Chelsea, right?
And her scheme back in the day.
Right. And then, of course, Katie was the miracle child. Because I think she was having problems conceiving or something, wasn't it, by that time?
Yeah. And there was that paternity battle or paternity thing between Billy and I think Stitch, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and so come to find out it was Billy's daughter.
Oh, wow.
Boy, it's interesting because technically she has a sibling, too. I mean, Delia would have been her sister.
Right. Oh. I mean, but do you feel that maybe that relationship could change between Katie and Claire? Or do you think that she could continuously look at her like an enemy like she does, like Victoria does Adam?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll have to see how this all plays out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I would say, it's possible, but I'm thinking, hold on one second. No, it does not. Okay, so I'm thinking that they're going to have her in this role for a while because everybody is doting over Claire except for Summer, and now here come Katie, and she's opposite of the family. And now beforehand, it was like what's her name, Lord, Victoria. Trying to go up against Summer. Oh, she'll get over it. Now you got to deal with that rejection in your own house.
Yep. Your daughter is the new Adam. What you gonna do about that sourpuss? Every time I see Victoria, I think of sourpuss. Like, no. Always have a face about her whenever she talks about Adam. And like, Adam hasn't been around you at all.
Exactly. So it's one thing, Summer can go home, Nick can talk to her, Phyllis can kind of, get her to calm down. Now you got to deal with your other daughter not really liking newest, oldest daughter. So how you gonna deal with that, Victoria?
Yeah, she don't need to stay home. As much as Nikki wants her to go over and work over a new media, which is so stupid.
Yeah, well, this is gonna be interesting. Very interesting to say the least, because I'm wondering what Adam is gonna do, because of the fact that he's like, I was proud of him. He told Victor, no.
I almost shed a tear, more tears than Finn would ever do. But the fact that he even said, I am focusing on my child. Mm-hmm. I do not want to deal with any of the mess. Yep. That warmed my heart. And for people to say he has not changed, that sounds like a changed man to me. And where is Michael at to take this master class?
Yeah, but then on the flip side, exactly, he should have took notes from Adam to say no. On the flip side, Victoria and Nikki yesterday was sitting around talking about, I'm afraid Adam, what he's going to do. And he might never want to leave. And you know how he get when he get power. I'm thinking to myself, he's not even thinking about y'all or that company.
No. And scared of what? What are they so afraid of? This man is educated.
Bree, can you remove the person in the chat? Because I don't have
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it. There we go.
Thank you. We don't tolerate that type of mess up in here. We're having a good time. No trolls. No trolls. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm on the other side I'm on the streaming side. I can't get to them, so I figured you could with your moderating skills. All right, guys, back on track. Yeah, so the whole thing with Nikki and Victoria talking about Adam like that, I'm like, y'all so full of yourself. And they ran right over there, and Victor was like, I hear you, but no.
He was like, my money, my power, you do not run this. And you would think some light bulbs would have went off for Victoria and Nikki about okay, he's up to no good. Why would I want to get myself involved with that?
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean,
just to kick Adam out.
They actually think by the two of them teaming up that they were actually going to be able to have him say yes. And he was like, no.
No. When will people understand no one runs Victor?
Yeah, well, Audrey get a rude awakening tomorrow, boy. I was rolling.
I can't wait to watch that episode. It would melt my heart just to see her finally get hers, because she should know better, especially after what Nikki did to her.
Girl, okay, spoiler alert. Whew, I gotta spoil this one. So Audra thinks that she's on top of the world, the new CEO of Glissade, until Victor summoned her over to the ranch. And he says, oh, I'm going to have Kyle be your co-CEO. And I don't care if you don't like it, because you holding that job is contingent on you accepting Kyle. So no Kyle, no CEO job. Bye, Audra. And of course, all she could do was accept it. I mean, Tucker tried to give her, we saw that on Monday and Tuesday, and even part of last week. Tucker tried to give her their company free and clear, but no, she wanted to win it. How do you win something that somebody helped you get that got the biggest bank?
All she know how to do is scheme and go behind people's back. That's her version of winning. Instead of just being a soft girl and just accepting the company free and clear from a billionaire. Mm-hmm. That's all she had to do. But she just has to be petty. All because he wanted to see what's going on with Devon, which didn't help anything. But still.
Girl.
Mad at what?
She couldn't even, she would have got the company without any investors. He would have just signed the whole kit and caboodle over to her.
But no, she has to prove a point. That's what's important. And now she's really about to be a chess piece in Victor's scheme of all schemes. Like she just stupid. I hear you thought this woman, this high-powered executive, this business-savvy person, and making stupid moves like this for Victor.
But you know what? I don't understand why she don't think getting away from Tucker was gonna make it a cakewalk to get involved with Victor. You went up in danger, not down.
Exactly. And she of all people should know how the Newmans deal with people. They focus on their own and unless they need to use people. Nikki hired her and then she'd shoot her up and spit her out to cover up her own issues.
And see, here's the thing. Being the CEO is just like we were saying with Lily. You can get fired from that position. Owning the company outright, it's yours. Can't nobody fire you. She wouldn't have even needed an investor. She wouldn't have needed board members to vote her in. Tucker is the owner. He was going to sign over all of his rights. So she would have the final say over everything, and she chose not to take it. Instead, she'd rather take the CEO position because she wanted to stick it to Tucker so bad, not realizing that she jumped out of the frying pan into the fire.
And you know what upset me? Is the fact that Tucker was still trying to hand this girl the company for days. And I'm like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Clearly, she does not care about it. She does not deserve it. She doesn't. This man was literally about to hand over his life.
Yeah.
He without a ring, without full commitment, nothing. As long as she was there. All she had to do was just be pretty and this work. That's all she had to do. But she's as dense as a mattress.
Hey, listen, Brooke ain't stupid. She got a position handed to her and she ain't say nothing. She just say, we'll talk about that in a minute. All right. I got to talk about this outfit. Okay. So I posted this same thing in the group chat, and I didn't post it on the other sites because I wanted to post it here in the live chat. So when Claire came on, a year or so ago, whatever, she was this businesswoman. She actually looked her age, maybe a few years older, because technically she was supposedly had been born in 1998, which would have put her at 26 this year, right? Mm-hmm. However, that shirt, I don't know what were they thinking with that shirt. I mean, I could understand the shorts because the shorts look like they came from New York and Company, that type of style, or the limited. I'm like, okay, those shorts are cute. Where the French toast did y'all get that blouse from?
That whole outfit was ugly. Ugly, all them syllables. This is like a Hope for the Future clearance rack. I see why Hope's clothes keeps getting rejected, and Claire picked all of them up apparently. Mm-hmm. This look at this. This is straight Little House on the Prairie. Look at this.
Yep. I'm serious.
It's a whole fresh childhood.
Yeah, I think you said something earlier in the chat that shirt looked like something from the 1950s. I think it looked more like from the 1850s.
Correct. Perfect. This is Hope for the Future right here. Look at this. Oh. This is exactly what Hope be wearing on the show too for years. Look at this. The doily and everything on the all. What did they do to this girl? Look at the woman on the right. That's a whole grown woman on the left. That's a whole grown woman. Mm-hmm. And you got this child on the right.
Yeah, it's like, most time they soror kids up in age. Like we just talked about Katie. Look like they soror Claire down. She looks
into like some ugly outfits.
Girl, why couldn't you just leave her like this? I mean, the hairstyle, she had her hair up in a bun when she came to town, and everything. And she looks like almost like a 12-year-old on this picture.
She looked like she could be Katie's little sister.
Yeah. She like she could be
in that
Hope's little
outfit.
sister.
Oh Lord, like I can tell that that's Victoria's daughter right there on the left. Everything down to the smile, like that gives me Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And this is the same girl on the left who was ready to give some to Nate
Right.
whenever he had a chance to get it.
She was
Now she
yes. You hit the right. She was flirting with Nate. Yeah. This is the same girl that was flirting with Nate, who was trying to make business moves, who was sneaking around. She had on her business suit, hair pent up. She was supposed to have all these. She had an impressive resume. I guess the resume was fake, but it seemed like she knew what she was doing and whatever, because she worked with Nikki before this whole storyline with Jordan. And y'all took this woman, this grown woman, to this. Yep.
yeah.
Did you see
This is
Jasmine's comment? She said hope for the future from the TJ Maxx rack.
Look, TJ Maxx has nice clothes.
They
They would
do.
not carry this ugly shit.
Wait a minute. I guess TJ Maxx would have even rejected hope for the future. Remember that she was getting order rejection, so
And I see why. This is coming directly from her line. Claire's the only one who cares to buy Hope for the future, apparently. Because Hope would rock something like that. We all know this.
look at the comments. Monique Abrams says she looked like a nurse that helped people that got shot in the war.
Yeah.
Let me see. They're over. Allison says they're overdoing this whole quote unquote innocence thing. Maya Baker said that she's in Arrested Development. I
By
mean,
choice. By
yeah, I
choice.
mean, even the little necklace they got around. I'm like, I'm serious. I used to like watching Little House on the Prairie back in the day, and I remember those girls wearing their hairs with the twists on each side hanging down in these types of dresses and tops. And when I first saw this episode yesterday, when she around there cleaning up, making snacks, checking airline flights and all this kind of stuff, I'm like, you ain't, like Victoria said, you're not the nanny. She's dressed like one. I guess.
And here's my thing. She had all this time online to go check on this stuff. You can go to Fashion Nova. You can go to Shein. You can go, hell, the Goodwill, anything but wear this ugly mess.
Girl, wait a minute. She got billionaire people in her family. Her cousin, even though Summer doesn't like her, has a whole fashion line. You got Fenmore's. I don't think Lauren would have had a problem getting her a dress or a shirt and some pants or something.
And that's the thing. She has money. I'm pretty sure Victoria spent money on her, and she chose to buy that.
I'm
This is her
surprised.
taste.
I'm surprised Victoria didn't say, "What the heck you got on?"
Well, we see how Victoria be dressing sometimes too. But I mean, but this right here, this is hope for the future realness. Look at this. This is coming directly from that line. That's why it's failing like it is.
Yeah, I couldn't. That thing was that shirt was so distracting. I was sitting up there like, why do they got this on this woman? What are y'all trying to do? Is there a storyline or a backstory that y'all trying to go? Is she, something going on with her that she's trying to do this? Give me something instead of just putting this girl on this shirt.
No, it's just showing that she just has ugly taste. And Vita worship is right. This is Hobby Lobby, Joanne Fabrics. This is Patchwork Quilt or something.
Oh man. Wait a minute. Let's see. Hold on one second. I think all that this is going to change. Oh well, we'll see. Delmonica said, I think all that is going to change if the storyline with Kyle develops. So maybe
She was wearing ugly.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I was gonna say she was wearing ugly outfits with him.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to say if she gonna have an awakening, because remember Hope was dressing a certain way until Thomas got in them pants and she started changing her whole outfit. cut her hair and everything.
That was Thomas.
That was
Thomas said, look, that was Thomas. Was like, look, I've seen how you were dressing with Liam. You are not about to do that with me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just had to put this meme together and post it for you guys to see it and talk about it. And yeah, that shirt is hideous. I'm sorry.
And the shorts didn't help it out either. And I think she had like commando boots or something. No, this was just an ugly outfit for her.
Yeah.
So much so we had to have a conversation about this.
I mean, even her little sister Katie dressed to her age, and I'm assuming Katie is probably preteen now from the way it
They
looks.
said she was 11.
11. Okay, so yeah. All right, we got to move on. We got to talk about somebody else in the Newman family, and that's Abby.
Oh, I almost forgot about Abby. I don't feel sorry for her at all.
Well, I mean, okay, I look at it. I think she has to hold some accountability because she's supposed to check on her mother. However, I do also feel, which we talked about the past several months since that storyline was going on, that Jack and Tracy should have told, if anybody, should have told her. Billy wasn't even a part of this. Billy got pulled into this. Why wouldn't you pull her daughter into this?
That was my thing. Here's what happened to a cell phone.
Right.
No one uses a cell phone. But I put a lot of accountability on Abby because she should have some sort of flag should have been raised after she saw her own mother at her restaurant acting the way she was acting. And when Tucker also said, you need to go check on your mom, she went straight into a board meeting that had nothing of importance for her.
Well, the other thing is that she turned around. That was when they were at the coffee house when Tucker told them, her and Devon. And they made it like, oh, Tucker is up to his old tricks trying to insert himself into her life. He's telling you to check on your mother. How does that have anything to do with him inserting himself?
And last I checked, it was Ashley trying to insert herself with Tucker.
Correct.
Because of her alters. Correct. He was pulled into all of that because she kept making threats, or he kept hearing about the threat that she was going to try to unalive him. So what was he supposed to do? He had already tried to move on with Audra, and he was trying to go about his life, but she kept coming into his mess.
Well, you know what? They're not far off, because even in this whole situation, Tucker was there. We saw Tracy give a full-fledged apology and everything to Tucker, and Jack and Billy is still stuck on stupid.
Yes. I want to put the full blame on Tucker still. Like, for what? And then no grace whatsoever saying like, oh, wow, this man saved my sister's life, because they would be having a completely different discussion had he not be there.
Right. Yep. Who knows? I mean, Martin, because Tracy was trying to stall Tucker out, like, you need to leave and blah, blah, blah. And then Ashley started screaming and Tucker ran upstairs. Because what was Tracy going to do? Because that was the other thing, Jack and Tracy's conversation. Because Tracy was like, man, if Tucker wasn't there. And he was like, oh, no, you were the one. I'm like, what was Tracy going to do, Jack?
Make tea. That's all she was doing, is make tea.
Oh, gosh.
What was she gonna make? Black tea, English biscuit, whatever they call them tea.
And that's the other thing is the issue is with this whole situation is Tucker was the first one to realize before any of them. I got maybe Tracy. I'll give her maybe a little something, but Jack was so far up. Nikki's behind. And then Abby, she kept ignoring the signs, and she was worried about what's going on over at Chancellor Winters than what was going on with her own mother. And Billy was just being Billy.
Yeah. I didn't expect much from Billy. Abby still has a role that she had to play, that she needed to check on her mother. It just makes no sense how all this was going on, and she didn't have not one sit-down conversation to check on her mother. And she's like, why it's been kind of weird that she hasn't seen her grandchild. Um, so Abby has a lot of accountability, and I'm glad that she at least owned up to it a little bit. And I'm glad that she also went in on her family,
Right.
because Jack had a lot of nerve to say that this is Tucker's fault, and he's the cause of this, and he should have never been involved. Well, technically speaking, you weren't involved.
Exactly.
Not much.
You almost
came at the finish
unalived
line.
yourself. You would have been out the door too.
Yes. And he at the finish line saying, I'm going to be there for my sister. She already in the hospital.
Exactly. He come a day late and a dollar short. Everything that already happened. Tucker happened to be there. Tracy and Alan and all of this. And then you come and tell me I need to be there. And then we see Abby and Devon talking about heading up to Paris. It's like, now y'all want to show up?
Yeah. They can miss me with that. Well, Abby can show up for her mother, but what is Devon going to be there for?
Yeah, well, I mean, he claimed he's there to support her, so I guess.
Yeah, he can keep that. I hope he has some apologies for his daddy in that case, too.
Oh, by the way, Lily get her lick back. We thought that Billy was trying to finesse her. Oh, Lily finessed him.
Real? Ooh, okay.
As she said at the end of the episode, oh, I got Billy right where I want him.
What is she? Oh, makes me wonder what she's gonna do now.
You'll see it tomorrow. I don't want to spoil everything.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good for her. I was like, now that's the type of Lily I like to see. Because all that other pettiness and the Daniel thing. Oh, that's the other thing. Daniel and Lily decide to say, I don't want the game. No, I don't want it either. What are we going to do? Okay. Scholarship for Lucy, and y'all keep the game. All right, thanks. Bye. It's over. I'm glad that storyline is over.
Me too. I was kind of upset that Dan was talking about, I want to give up the game. I'm like, poor Heather. Probably put all that legwork in, all those hours with those documents to try to get that lawsuit going. And you said, I feel bad. Let Lily have the game. Like, what? Really?
So
I see why she left you.
But see, this is so funny. This is why I like what they're doing with Lily now versus what I didn't like before. All that pettiness and stuff, yeah. She cleared that up. She's also trying to clear up this thing to get Billy out of their family. And she's doing it one piece at a time. And it seems like she's using her thought process over feelings. However, her brother, on the other hand, Devon.
He's an emotional. he's forever emotional. I mean, he's dropping everything that he's going to do to go support Abby and her mother, even though she's been in the hospital. She's been going through all of this. I don't know what he's going to try to do, but he's just so emotional. He wants to just put his cape on and just help.
Mm-hmm.
Except for his daddy.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I had to talk about Abby a little bit because we have been saying this for months. How come Abby knows nothing? And this storyline has been going on for at least 6 months.
Yeah. There was no excuse for Abby. None.
Nope, not at all. All right, we're going to shift this thing over to Bold, and we're going to talk first about Miss Lee Finnegan and Miss Poppy. And Poppy, what did you think about that scene today? Because I think Poppy came in there like, look, you know what? This needs to end. I want my big sister back. And Lee was like, nope.
To be honest, I think not every sibling relationship is going to be, hunky-dory. So this is something that has to kind of take time. I can understand that. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, when I saw like the original clip, the preview clip, I thought Poppy came in to do a victory lap. But when she shared that story about how Lee was always kind of always there to look out for her sister whenever she was being disobedient, seems like her life story. Like, that was very sweet and endearing. And if Lee is not there, she's just not there.
Yeah.
And not every civil relationship is going to be perfect. Some things just do take time. And plus, it seems like Lee has stuck her head out for Poppy several times. And after a while, if you've ever been in that position as a sibling, it gets tiring after a while. And sometimes you kind of just check out. It happens in some cases.
Yeah. So, do you think at some point they need to clear it up, or you just think just leave it be?
I think they're actually going to leave it be because Katie, B&B Katie's going to need someone to kind of vent to. And it would seem that both Lee and Katie would have a lot in common to talk about, especially with Poppy. And I honestly, it would be nice for there to be some peace. I'm glad that there was peace for Lee and looking out for Luna. I do love that part. But if, she needs more time as far as like changing her relationship with Poppy and she's just not there yet, Poppy's got to take it on the chin for now and be like, okay, I said what I had to say. I'm just going to move forward, and then probably reconvene and try again. And just let it go.
Yeah, and she kind of did that. She thanked her for doing the paternity test, and she said, hopefully maybe one day we can figure this out. So, hey, she just left it right there. She took her steps and pulling out the olive branch, and if Lee don't want to take it, meet her halfway, then she just have to wait it out if it ever happens.
The question that keeps popping up in the episodes where they have their scenes together, or when it's like Lee or Poppy or Katie, they keep asking Poppy, like, why did you wait so long? What is the reasoning behind that? And I feel like I'm hoping that they're going to circle around that paternity thing again, because they keep bringing it up in the script. Like, why did you wait this long? Why did Luna miss out all this time? If he at least had a inkling that he could be the father. And Poppy is being very airtight about why. She's given that one excuse, and it's not working for people. Like, they're still asking her, like, why did you wait this long? So I wonder that's going to continue to come up, and that might continue to be the rift between Lee and Poppy.
What do you think about the situation between Katie and Bill? I tend to think that Katie might want back in. And then he was sitting up there talking about, you always be my Katie. And, I'm like, ooh, are you giving false hope?
No, he's not giving false hope. I think he's trying to make her work for it. Because this man, he's so prideful. He had to grovel. I think he said months back he had to grovel for both of those women to try to get back with them. And I think that's when he had the Sheila storyline. But I think he wants to make her work for it. I think he wants to see if she really wants to be with him. But he left that door wide open for her.
Yeah, well, I figured they were probably going to make this whole thing a triangle, because she didn't even think about wanting to be with Bill. I mean, after that whole situation happened when he was at the house trying to get with Brooke, and then when that didn't work, 5 minutes later trying to get with Katie. And then she was like, since you trying to I'm going somewhere with Carter, because I think Carter picked her up from the house while he was still there, remember?
Yep. Showed it. But at the same time, she hid that kiss from Carter. That kiss that she gave Bill after finding out about the Sheila thing.
Yep, she sure did. So anyway, I see a triangle on the horizon. She came in that door. Poppy like, what are you doing here?
Look, she got to get used to that. Bill is not going to clear everything with Poppy. If he wants Katie to still be there, finish her coffee, what's Poppy going to do?
Yeah. Tell me about it.
She
Right
ain't paying
quick.
not one bill.
I know,
Not
right?
one bill.
I know, right? We gotta also, and I don't have a photo for that, and I'm sorry about that. But with Sheila, overhearing Brooke telling Deacon about Hope having a crush on none other than Finn. I'm
But this
wondering
is a
what she
changed woman.
I'm wondering what she's gonna do about it. She hasn't done anything yet, but I'm curious to see what the writers are going to put together. Are they gonna try? Is she gonna use talking Hope's ear? Because I don't think she's gonna say too much to Finn, because Finn is not even interested yet. So I mean,
I
with her trying to say something with Finn, it's like, hey, why don't you check her out? I would think she would say more to Hope, saying, support my son, and you need to be there for him and talk to him because Steffi don't understand. And I'm wondering if that's what she's going to do.
I was thinking the opposite thing. I think she's going to leave subtle hints like she did with Deacon. I think she's going to do the same thing with Finn and tell him that, it would be so nice if you found a girl who was accepting of me and we can actually take the time to get to know each other and this, and this, because I don't think Steffi is going to be able to really accept me. I think she's going to plant seeds.
But with who, though?
With Finn, same way she's doing now with Deacon after hearing that conversation. She's going to do the same thing with Finn because I'm pretty sure Katie or whoever at Hayes is going to need a pizza from El Giardino since they don't cook at that house.
Well,
and every chance she gets, she's going to try to plant seeds.
Well, I mean, I guess the thing about that though is it seems Finn is going to do everything possible to not anger Steffi, whatever that is. And so for her to not want to anger, for him not want to anger Steffi, I don't think Hope is on his radar. We seen him give a lot of loaded compliments, but we haven't seen him like thinking about her, interested in her, wanting to be with her, want to actually, how we knew Liam wanted to be with the other woman because he would always do or act or say something. Finn is just not there. And so for her to I think she's going to probably drop more hints with Hope because she knows Hope is teetering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My question would be like, what would Hope really, is she going to take those steps to break up a marriage?
Anything is possible. I mean, it's one thing like we never thought she was going to end up with Thomas. I mean, it was hinting toward the end of 2022. But we never thought that they were going to have this sordid affair and all this kind of stuff. Who knows what they could do? They could have, and we never thought that Hope would actually tell Liam to kick rocks, and that she even wanted to have a baby by Thomas at one point, even though she was capping. But who knows? Yeah. Maybe she will. They switch gears on her and say, hey, well, let's get her to actually kiss Finn. Him not expected. Even though she says she don't want to be a home wrecker. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
And it wouldn't even be a good situation for Hope because Liam will be breathing down her neck about even getting involved with Finn because of his connection to Sheila. He's not going to want Sheila around Beth either. It's the same. It's the same thing. It cancels each other out.
Yeah, but then why not yell at Deacon too? Because I mean, Deacon is married to, the grandfather is actually married to Sheila. So I mean, go ahead.
We had talked about this in the group chat too. Like, Hope was so upset at the thought of Sheila that she turned Deacon away and he wasn't able to see his grandkids because of his involvement. Now she has no problem being in the wedding, going to Sugar's funeral, showing her chesticles, and being maid of honor and doing this and saying that Sheila's changed all of a sudden. She's acting off of pettiness.
Well, I mean, the other thing is, obviously they switch gears, and so because of, yeah, I remember that was late last year when she was like, if you're going to continue to see Sheila, then you can't see your grandkids, and that's why he took his original proposal back.
Yeah.
And then they flipped the script, as we would call it over here, and decide to say, let's just make her ease up on Sheila, and then that'll bring Fanny in. It's all to connect the dots for, this whole pathway that they're going down. Because, I mean, a lot of this stuff don't make sense. Just like I said, we never expected Thomas and Hope to have such a hot, steamy affair last summer. But it happened. I mean, she cheated on her husband. That's why she talking about, I don't want to break up, coming, but you broke your own home.
Yep.
Dreaming about
another home wrecker.
Yeah, she don't want to be a home wrecker. You wrecked your own home. Sleeping with your husband on the couch thinking about Thomas. And then you got Liam talking about, man, I ain't never seen this type of Hope been putting down some. I mean, we haven't had it this good in a while, and I'm like, oh,
you're not performing like you should. That's why she stepped. I mean, it took a lot for that girl to step out of her marriage, so he wasn't doing much of anything at all. She was just bored. She was like, I'm happy to come out that marriage. Girl. She had no problem keeping that secret to herself too.
I know, right? So, yeah, and then with Thomas coming back and this new life-changing whatever he's bringing back with him, yeah, I want to see what this is. I'm excited.
I'm hoping, and here's my thing, how is he coming back? That's what I want to know. Like, is Brooke going to make the phone call and eat crow and say, Thomas, my daughter really needs you?
I don't know about that. Whatever this life-changing thing is coming back with them, and they supposed to shock the entire Forrester family. I don't think it had nothing to do with Brooke calling them. I know that's what we were hoping for, to break up this situation with Hope. I could be wrong, but the way that it sounds, I don't think whatever this shock is, yeah, they're not going to expect it. Or expect him, probably.
Oh, I have a thought now. What if he works for a different design company?
I mean, anything is possible. Dad, is he married? Who knows?
Do you think that they would cast another female?
It's possible. Anything is possible. Like I said, I expect anything from the soaps. Anything. That's why if they shift gears, I just roll with the punches because I expect any changes, and we'll talk about that when it comes to Sisters because they did a whole revamp of that over the last 3 seasons. Like, wow, they went that way. Yeah. So, and I have another announcement before we go. So, I'm gonna talk about that at the end of the show. All right, we gotta talk about Steph. Steph is not happy right now because her daddy, Mr. I don't know how to run a company, Ridge Forrester, decided that he wanted to have both Steffy and Brooke as co-CEO.
Look at that face, that poor girl. This whole episode, it got on my nerves, especially for Steffy. She has no support system. Even Carter was chiming in. The look that she gave Carter, she was like, "You better keep your job. You better act like you want your job, Carter."
Okay,
but but the way Pinecone Poppy just left her hanging like that, poor girl.
Yeah, okay, that's it, Cheryl. I couldn't think of the name. There's supposed to be a new B&B character named Sabrina or something. But I think that cast person is about 50, 40 or 50 years old, though. It was another one earlier this year. But we'll see. Anyway, um, Ridge. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing, Bree. When you got two co-CEOs, which we said the same thing about Jill needing to tell everybody what's going on with her, right? Your CEO and your other partners. There's no reason why he should not have had this conversation with Steffi. You don't blindside your co-CEO in a meeting saying, oh, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm going to give it to this person.
And he said, oh, I'm not leaving. I'm just going to be designing. Like, I can come and chime in, but I need for someone else to kind of really take my place. It should have been a discussion with Steffi so they can both try to feel out who would be suitable. But he decided to go to his Logan and ask how she felt about it. I was surprised that Steffi was at least vocal about how frustrating how frustrated she is with him and how he's been treating her. I was like, thank goodness, because as the audience, I'm like, yes, that's exactly what he's doing. And the fact that Hope even put her 2 cents in. Why is she even speaking? She needs to go worry about her line. She needs to be in the design room, sewing up clothes, something other than give her 2 cents. Because it wasn't worth anything. Because Ridge was going to do what he wanted to do, and Brooke was always going to do with what he wanted. She even said at the end, like, I'm not going to ever say no to you. That is just insane that Steffi had to even go through all of that today.
Yeah.
As majority owner.
Yeah, she's the majority owner of the company. She owns more shares to this company than he does. I don't even think, does Carter have a share in this company at all? I don't think so.
He like Lily. Yeah. That's why I said he better keep his job.
Yeah, he's the COO, right. So, I mean, if anything, why aren't you, well, obviously, Eric ain't going to have no problem with it. But still, that conversation should have happened with Steffi as well. I mean, so this tells me a lot. Does he really see her as co-CEO, or does he see her as just his daughter working with him at the company?
I think that he still sees her as a little girl. He said he acknowledges her contributions. And this is what I'll say. Because I think 2 weeks prior, he was trying to give her the full reins to herself. But even Steffi said, well, I can't handle it all by myself with everything going on. So he was like, okay, let me find a suitable person. He needed to give her a warning that it was going to be Brooke of all people, or at least give Steffi the option to at least say yay or nay of who she wants to work side by side with, because it does create a lot of contention working with somebody you have a lot of animosity towards. And Ridge knew that, but he had to have his Logan. So he wants Logan in the CEO position, and he wants to continue to make draws for her. Ugh. That's his retirement plan, apparently.
It's just not, to me, it's like a bad taste in your mouth at how this was all served. You know, whether or not Steffi was going to not like the idea or down, you still should have brought it to her. You brought it to Brooke first a week and a half ago. Brooke even told you when she originally turned it down that it would be a whole problem in that CEO office.
Yep. But he has time to contact buyers and investors about Brooke's bedroom and sparking up interest in that. And that's a shame that they had to dust off Brooke's bedroom because Hope for the Future's line is failing.
The other thing too, Bree, is the fact that they don't know how to designate their work. Why is it that him at this big age now wants to get back into designing? I could see him leading maybe the team, but he's actually doing the pencil work. You can't find quality designers to do the work for you for the
Yeah.
couture side.
And he has a whole family full of designers.
I mean, what is the problem that a big fashion house that's an international company cannot find somebody that you can designate as a quality designer so Ridge doesn't have to go and sit up in the drawing room by himself to do couture?
And he's making that choice on his own, because it was months ago that he was trying to take the reins from Eric and say, look, I want to run the company how I want to. I want to. And he actually even wanted to run that with Brooke. He left Steffy out of that. That was months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden, now he wants to go back to designing. I don't know. I don't know if it's midlife crisis or whatever the case is, but the fact that he left his daughter out of those important discussions, who's running the company with her, that's a very crucial discussion to have, I would think.
Yeah.
But
and of course, Brooke and Hope with their facial reactions that's coming up on the screen. Hope is like, yeah, see? And I'm thinking like, girl, you got 1/4 to catch 2/4 up.
Stop. She barely has that.
And looking at that shirt that Claire had on, you need to do better than that, Hope.
That's why her stuff is getting rejected. That's coming straight from Hope for the Future. That's why I don't understand, why was she in this meeting? Why?
Mm-hmm.
It held no purpose. If anything, she needed to worry about her line. And did you hear how she was trying to pitch a fashion preview of what?
Yeah, the fashion show or something that she wanted to do?
Yeah. I was glad that Steffy said, no, we're not going to waste that money. And thank you, Steffy. I did not want to see that either. No one cared to see any of that. But you would think her focus would be her line, not trying to be PR for her mother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, don't let Steffy deter you away from your accomplishments. Like, Mom, you're amazing. Even Ridge and Carter see that. Don't listen to Steffy and her hate for the Logans. It's like, what are you there for, girl? Brooke, of all people, doesn't need a cheerleader. Her man made a whole PowerPoint presentation. She good.
Oh man, the Hope's face and how she looking, talking about the Logans is what helped support this company. If it wasn't for us, I'm like, yeah, but Steffy got the company back in 2018. Remember, y'all lost it. And she was the one that got it back. Technically, if she hadn't got that company back, y'all wouldn't even be having this conversation right now.
And she's making, and Brooke, although she made a lot of money for that company, she made a lot of money for the Forresters.
Correct.
She is an employee. She created a line that was successful for the Forresters.
Right. And Steffy made that known too. She said, "What's the name on the building outside?"
Exactly. And then Hope said, well, there's Logan blood running through the veins of our family and our company. What? Okay, and courtesy of your mother. Yes, we all know this, Hope. We know. And that's the problem. That's part of the problem. That's why Steffy doesn't even have a support system. She is just literally just stuck on an island by herself at a company that she owns majority percentage of. That sucks. I would not be wanting to go to work every day.
Yeah, if I was her, I don't know. Some people were saying she should sell her shares and get, but then all that's going to do is, they be like, okay, bye. Because
I'd be okay with that. I would create a direct competition for Forrester. Since I'm competing with the Logans, okay, I know the blueprint of the Forrester creations. It wouldn't take me nothing for me to start up a whole company with the 37% that I got. Cash me out, and so I can start this, so I can compete with them, since they feel that they're really running things over there. I would not care to deal with that.
Delmonica got a good point. Ridge should have asked Thorne, Kristen, or Felicia to stand in as CEO with Steffi.
Or Rick.
Or Rick.
Rick would have been perfect.
I just.
I
They just haven't.
it's
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
no, it's just a disregard for Steffi. It's just so upsetting.
Yeah, I wish that they would have kind of balanced out the scales. You know, they shouldn't have cut out Phoebe, and I think we kind of talked about this in the group chat. You know,
Yeah.
removing that character, removing Taylor. You know, of course, Thomas is now coming back. Give her and a couple of her aunties, balance the scales. If you want to do
Yeah.
a true Forrester versus Logan thing, don't have one person up against five.
Right.
Do it
And
where she has her sister, her aunts, her mother, just like Hope has her mom, her aunts, and Bridget pops through every now and then. And her brother is there, RJ is there.
yeah, she has her whole family. And I guess you can include Eric and Ridge in that too. So she has nothing but support system. Even Ridge has stepped in and said, "Look, we're still going to continue to save this line," and not looking at it from a business perspective. Hope has nothing but support, but Steffi is made out to be controlling and this, and she has no one. She has no one, and that's horrible. She does need like at least one of her aunties. Like I would love for Kristen to come back, especially since Zende is there.
Yeah.
So he can have his mother there.
Yeah, I agree. I just think they're doing a disservice by having an unbalanced scale in their office. I mean, technically, now they are, because I know a lot of times we consider Lee being Finn's adoptive real mother. And granted, Eric Forrester is Ridge's adopted father, things like that. However,
Mm-hmm.
bring over some of the other children between Stephanie and Eric. Balance
Yeah.
out the scales. I mean, they are still Steffi's aunts because of Stephanie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Biologically. And the other part of them is Forrester. But I don't know. That's the only part that really has over the years that I just don't understand. At least have one or two. You got rid of that whole side of the family.
Pretty much. It's like down to like a few people. It's been mostly, I mean, they even added on to the Spencers.
Right.
So they have all the Spencers, and you have majority of the show is Logan's.
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes no sense, Brad Bell, if you're listening.
Right. I mean, you got Donna, Katie, and Brooke, and Hope, and RJ. Bridget pops in now and then. That's 5 right there. Taylor's gone. Thomas was gone for a while. He'll be back. And then Ridge is pro Brooke, it seems.
He hopscotches. He like Eric. He likes the hopscotches. He'll be on Taylor's kid's side for one moment, and he'll be on Brooke's kid's side for a moment. He hopscotch a little too much.
Yeah, I mean, Aditha got the list there. Rick, Bridget, Thorne, Kristen, and Felicia. If you can't bring all 5 of them back, and I know you got budget restrictions and things like that, recast 2 of them.
Yeah. I would bring Ashley Jones back as Bridget. Like she just got nominated for an Emmy. It would have been. I would prefer her and Finn get together because they looked really cute in those pictures. When they were trying to save Eric's life and they had that little connection there. Why can't they revisit that versus trying to throw him with Hope?
Because she's still a Logan. I mean, even though she's what everybody's trying to say, bring back like Felicia and Kristen, and I mean technically Rick and that's Eric and Brooke's kids, so that would still weight toward they're gonna be with their mom. Remember, Rick and Ridge always had contention.
I would love for Kristen to come back because she was always a designer there. And plus her son is there, and we haven't seen Zende in a while. But you have Brooke, who's already trying to ship him off. It would have been nice to see if they casted the original actress who played Kristen, and really be able to stand up for her kids and actually stand up for the Forresters. It would be refreshing if the writers or producers, whoever's listening to the podcast, please add some Forresters to the show. It's down to like 2 or 3 at this point, and they work at Forrester Creations of all places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, hopefully they're listening, like you always say, Bree.
I think they do.
I mean, because right now I don't know what storyline that they're gonna bring in with whatever the shocking thing is with Thomas, but still the scales are still imbalanced.
Yeah. It's unfair for Steffy. She needs to just go ahead and just sell that percentage and just start a new fashion line, or they need to bring on actual Forresters. Not to say that Steffy is not a Forrester. If she's legally a Forrester, fine. She got percentages like a Forrester, unlike the real Forresters.
Mm-hmm.
So she got percentages like a real Forresters, if that means anything, unlike Eric's kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. I think it would make the show a lot more interesting when you don't have, they're not even referencing Steffi, even say, oh, I talked to my mom, or I'm going to go call my mom. Y'all not saying anything about nothing.
Right. She really needed Taylor. Both her and Thomas needed Taylor. And the way that they wrote them both after they let go of Krista Allen, I could not stand it, because Ridge was barely there for his kids. Like, he'll show support in a scene or two, but that's nothing.
Yeah.
Bring some Forrester back, or at least one of them back. Bring Rick or Kristen back. I'd be perfectly fine with that. That would give a little bit of balance, in my opinion. But Kristen preferably, so she can be there for Zende too.
Right. That would be great. Now, my question is, I don't know. I don't understand how these two are going to work together. Steffi already have a resistance with Brooke. Brooke is trying to be, I'm looking forward to working with you. I know you have talent. You've done amazing things. And I'm like, how long is that going to last? How long can you keep that up, Brooke?
See, she said that in front of Ridge.
Exactly.
She always said that in front of Ridge.
Exactly.
When those doors close, because she already told Ridge, like, I don't mind telling Steffi now. I don't mind going toe to toe with Steffi. I just don't know if she really wants to work with me. Look, this is going to be such a good, delicious writing. This is why I said that they listen to the podcast, because I've been wanting Brooke to be in a CEO position to work with Steffi, because I knew this was going to be drama. I knew it was going to be great drama.
Hey, Jenna says Steffi owns the company. She got it written in cap. Well, yeah, we agree. She owns it, but they're treating her like she doesn't have the last say. That's the problem. I mean, Ridge pretty much superseded her and said, no.
That makes me wonder if he combines like his shares with Eric's shares so they can overrule Steffi's decision, because even when he went to talk about the CEO position to Brooke, he was actually looking for Eric first to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, he was going to go all over there. Everybody know about this conversation except for Steffi, and that just sucks. And then Carter do too. Carter's like, well, this is the best decision. Brooke has contributed a lot. And I'm like, dude, really?
You say nothing. Say nothing
Be quiet.
You need to keep your job, especially if you were sleeping with the boss's wife at one point. Keep your
No,
job.
I'm just like, and I know that because of everything that Steffi has been doing, the whole thing with sending Thomas away and all of that, they're trying to shift it. And so now we got whatever, karma is supposed to be coming back this way. But it's like, okay, at least make it balanced. I mean, it'd be different if she did something, some espionage or something. Then you have her ousted out of the company. Who knows? This could be a plot where Steffi can set Brooke up to screw up or something. I don't know. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll stay tuned for that.
Yep.
Poor Steffy.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, you guys, before you go, I have another announcement, and I kind of talked about this on the Friday Night Live. So, one of the main reasons why I changed the name of the channel, because it used to be CBS Soap Dish Recap, because I eventually wanted to add additional either daytime or prime time, which we're going to get the Gates in about 6 months, so we'll be having that on here as well, but other soap shows as well in the prime time. And I asked a few of you guys if you watch Sisters. Now, Sisters is a prime time. It's about an hour long. It comes on every Wednesday night on BET. And quite a few of you in the chat said that you did. So I was glad to hear that, because Bree and I are happy to announce that we are going to do lives, and it's not going to be like our 2-hour ones, maybe not even as long as this one. We went a little bit over, but if you do watch the show, we will be doing a live recap of that right after the show on Wednesday nights, and it's not going to be tomorrow. We're going to wait a week just in case people need to get caught up. I got to do some housekeeping things on the back end, and then next Wednesday night, so we'll have our midweek chat. But if you watch Sisters, we're also going to do a live chat after the show is over. So if you see an influx of other new people coming over and things like that, that's what I kind of want to do, is add to the brand by bringing in other soaps to talk about. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you do watch the show, then, oh yeah, we'll have a ball. And it's in the prime time, so we're really going to talk about it, because Sisters it makes Bold and Young and the Restless look like a cakewalk.
Oh yes, and I'm going to be very, very vocal when it comes to the show. Be prepared.
Exactly, and Delmonica is already on it. She said, "Oh yeah, Sisters is good." So I hope to see you in the chat, Delmonica. So I'll put an announcement in across the social media platforms. I wanted to give you guys a heads up. Not this Wednesday, today, obviously. It comes on tonight, which of course I'll be watching as usual. But we will be doing a recap next Wednesday, the 27th. Okay, so there you go. Alrighty, anything else, Bree?
No, I think we're all set, y'all.
Alrighty then. So stay tuned for the recaps for the rest of the week. Tomorrow's episode of Young and the Restless will be good. And yeah, Katie gives Victoria a piece of her mind. Audra gets a rude awakening, as I mentioned, from Victor. And yeah, you're going to like Lily moves tomorrow. So, all right.
Good stuff.
Okay, you guys. Well, until then, have a great night, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye, y'all.